Hey guys, now you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/UltraMaximusReviews.
Oh, hey, look, it's Casper.
That is not Casper.
Yes, yes, phone bag. You suck.
What happened to his head?
Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with another 31 horror toys in 31 days! And today we have a retro review, and we're going to rewind it all the way back to 1995 with Casper the Friendly Ghost, and this is the Pizza Hut finger puppet Stretch, who was the head of Casper's three kind of evil bully brothers. If you don't remember, Casper was the 1995 real-life CG adaptation of the Casper comics and cartoons. And I remember it was pretty big back in the day. Christina Ricci was the lead character alongside Casper the Friendly Ghost. And Pizza Hut actually put out these finger puppets, and it's actually pretty good size. They glue in the dark. And I found this particular one at my local toy store, The Toy Drop, on the south side of Indianapolis, and I only paid $2 for it. I found it in some random box in the back, and I was like, oh man, this is a blast from the past. Now, I did not have any of these. I was well out of high school when that came out, but I do remember the commercials, and I remember seeing them at Pizza Hut. This one's still in pretty good shape. There's a little bit of scuff marks going on there. Basically, it was a finger puppet. You took your hand and put it up there, and it was not a very good puppet, really. I mean, it's just a piece of rubber. You really can't do much with it. I mean, it's really solid rubber, so I don't know. It reminds me of the hand puppet from Star Wars, the Yoda puppet, The Empire Strikes Back, which I had as a kid, and my local flea market actually has a few of them I kind of want to pick up. Now, they had the three brother ghosts. Stretch here was the leader. I forget the names of the other two. There was the fat one, and then the one that was kind of halfway between the skinny Stretch guy and the fat one. And then, of course, they had Casper, and Casper didn't look very good. I think the brother ghosts were the best looking, at least in comparison to what they looked like in the movie. And I think Stretch here was probably the best sculpt of them. Now, the other thing these little hand puppets did, as far as gimmick, was that they, glue in the dark. Whereas that they do glow in the dark. I don't know. I don't know how that goes out. This one still does it. It's not very good, and it doesn't really show up on camera. As you can see, it's just all black. I mean, I can physically look at it, and it's still glowing, so that's pretty darn cool. But you just kind of have to take my word for it. So taking a closer look at the puppet itself, it's actually sculpted really, really well. It looks like the character from the movie. It's got the goofy nose, the cartoon nose, and the eyes, the little grin. He's got his little finger pointed up in the air, which I'm not really sure why. I guess I'd have to go back and look at the movie. It might be something from the film. But he's got his little kind of ghosty head that goes back a bit. I like the kind of translucent blue that the puppet has. It looks like that CG color that they had in the actual film itself. And the fact that after all these years, it still glows in the dark is pretty darn impressive. So looking at the midsection of the figure, his other arm's kind of molded into his body. Again, I mean, it looks pretty ghostly, I guess. You've got his little hands closed up in a fist over his little pot belly, and it kind of goes up into his skinny upper portion. Again, I mean, it looks pretty good. The shadows actually put a lot of contrast on this nice kind of translucent blue color. Again, not much as far as, you know, sculpt goes. I mean, it's a ghost based off a CG cartoon, but overall, you know, I think it looks good. I like the color and like how it still glows in the dark. And finally, taking a look at the bottom part of the figure, it's got kind of his little sperm-looking ghost tail, or bottom half, I guess. It's a pretty interesting concept to do it this way, and the fact it looks like the ghost is sort of sitting down. That way, you know, you don't have a problem with it standing up or anything. Of course, it's got the big hole underneath it that you're supposed to put your little hand up in. That it really doesn't act much like a puppet, other than, you know, you can get it to kind of move back and forth just a hair. This one's got a little bit of ink damage. It looks like scuff marks or something on it, and some white paint. I'm not really sure. It could use up some touch-ups as far as cleaning goes, and I just I didn't really have the gumption to do that because I only paid $2 for the figure. The one goofy thing that I did notice while looking at this, he's got what appears to be a little belly button right here. Let me get a close-up and see. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, why does a ghost need a belly button? I thought that was a bit strange and I don't know, a little weird, but I guess it's just one of the weird little gimmicks that the design crew did on the characters, and it's interesting it translated into plastic. For comparison, here we have Stretch with the Swamp Armor Spider-Man from 1997's Toy Biz line, and you know, a couple of years later than Stretch here, but as you can tell, I mean, it's a pretty good-sized figure, or puppet, or whatever you want to call it. It's twice the size, easily, of this Toy Biz action figure. So is Stretch from the 1995 film Casper in Pizza Hut's hand puppet toy line, something that you want in your horror collection? Well, this is probably an easy pass for a lot of people. If you are into 90s films and little restaurant niche toys, then this might be something that you're interested in. If you were a kid of that era and that was a big movie of your childhood, this might be something that you're after to complete out a collection. Me personally, I just thought it was interesting and a fun throwback to the 90s, and you know, the fact that it still glows in the dark is pretty fun, and I miss goofy stuff like this from the 90s. So there he is, Stretch from the 1995 film Casper, for 31 horror toys in 31 days!
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like us on Facebook, and look for more videos in the future.